Hi everyone, welcome to High Vibrational Energy. I'm your host Katie O'Connell and today's episode is called How to Reprogram ADHD with No Medication. So I really wanted to talk about this because it seems like today so many people suffer with ADHD or they think they suffer with it undiagnosed, but I have a very different perspective on what ADHD is, or at least what we're told it is. Problem with us, a problem with our minds, and that we need to be medicated just to feel like a normal functioning human being, but I see it totally differently. Let me tell you why. First of all, what is ADHD? ADHD is a condition where someone has problems with attention, hyperactivity and impulsivity, and it can affect them in day-to-day life, in relationships, school, work, so on. So the main symptoms of ADHD are difficulty focusing on tasks, always losing things, forgetfulness, being easily distracted, hyperactivity, trouble finishing tasks, and interrupting people. I had every single one of these symptoms. So about 2 years ago, I made an appointment to go and get the diagnosis for ADHD. And honestly, this took a long time. Mainly because one of my worst symptoms was I just couldn't make appointments. And when I did, I'd forget them. And if you've been diagnosed with ADHD or you've tried to be, you will know how hard it is to get an appointment. These appointments are like gold dust. I think I was on the waiting list for like a year and then I finally got an appointment. What did I do? I missed it because I was on holiday. So I had to beg them for another appointment. I was like, look, this is how bad my ADHD is. Please give me another appointment. So they did. Had the other appointment, got diagnosed. I was like, thank God, this is the answer to all my problems. It wasn't. So once I was diagnosed, the next step was to take the medication. And I just had a gut feeling not to take the medication for it, right? I am not a pharmaceutical girl at all. I will not take any kind of medication for anything because my problem with the pharmaceutical industry is that they only address the symptom. They never address the root cause. It's like putting a plaster over the problem. You're just delaying it. Something that I love to do is get to the root cause of problems. My middle name should be Katie Root Cause O'Connell because it's basically my hobby at this point. I love getting to the root cause. So I saw this as a bit of a challenge. And also, I know people that take the ADHD medication and they're addicted to it. When they can't get their hands on it, they're rattling for it. And because everyone's being diagnosed with ADHD at the moment, there's a shortage of it. So I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be addicted to this drug, right? Then I started to realise how many other people were getting diagnosed with ADHD. This was years ago, but even more so today. And it just made me think, what's more likely? That we've all got ADHD or that the system that we're being made to live in wasn't designed for how we should be living? We're not supposed to be sat behind a desk for 8-9 hours a day, learning things that we don't actually care about. We're not supposed to be sat there scrolling on our phones endlessly, getting dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. We're not supposed to be living like this. This is why so many of us struggle and so many of us feel overwhelmed and so many of us always feel like every day is a task. We're not supposed to be living like this. Do you think cavemen suffered with ADHD? Do you think tribal communities suffered with ADHD? No, they didn't. ADHD is a symptom of the system that we're being made to live in. There's nothing wrong with us. So my worst symptoms of ADHD were this. I can't focus. I'm easily distracted. It feels like I've got about 100 tabs open in my mind. I forget appointments. I interrupt people when they're talking, not because I'm rude, but because something will pop into my head and I just can't wait to say it. I'm unorganised. I'm extremely last minute. I forget to reply to emails. I would put everything off. Super procrastinator. I used to have a clothing brand, right? And I know 100% my brand failed because my mind felt like scrambled egg. I don't really like to say that it failed because it wasn't a failure because I learnt so much from it, but it didn't go the way that I wanted it to because my mind was just so broken. A task that should have taken me one day could take me a whole month. And with a clothing brand, you've got to be ahead of your collections at least 6 months. I couldn't plan ahead at all. So I know full well that my mind was not right to have a business at the time. I was super last minute as well. I could know about a holiday for months and months and months, and then I would leave it right up until the night before to order clothes. I remember going to Ibiza once, and I'd left it till the night before to get next day delivery. The next day delivery didn't come. Shock. I had to pay someone that was already coming to Ibiza to go to my house to collect my parcel to bring it to Ibiza. I was just stressing myself out for no reason. So let me tell you how I reprogrammed all of these symptoms. I made a list of all my symptoms, and then I made a plan of how I'm going to take control of every single one of them. So let's start with being easily distracted. This is something I've been told my whole life by teachers, bosses, in school. All my teachers would say she's easily distracted. But guess what? It's because I didn't give a damn about what I was being taught. I'm not easily distracted when I'm interested in something. Sports, I wasn't easily distracted because I liked sports. Anything to do with the mind or psychology, I'm not easily distracted because I like this. I'm only easily distracted from things that I'm not interested in. But then why couldn't I focus today on normal everyday tasks? Why would I start emptying the dishwasher and then it would pop into my head that I need to reply to an email? So I'd start replying to the email and it would pop into my head that I need to go and rearrange my cupboard. Why was all these random thoughts popping into my head? And then it dawned on me, social media has robbed my attention span. I've had social media since I was about 13 years old and I've never had a break. That is crazy. I really need to do a digital detox. Every time you scroll, you give your brain a dopamine hit. The shorter the content, the more your brain gets used to short form hits. It's like a drug. And then before you know it, normal everyday tasks aren't interesting enough and your brain disengages. Because you accidentally programmed it to have so much short form dopamine that now you can't concentrate on anything. How many of us scroll first thing in the morning and last thing at night? These two times are when your brain is most adjustable. Just as you're waking up and just as you're falling asleep. So no wonder you feel tired and drained and groggy all the time. Social media has robbed your attention span. It's robbed your energy, it's robbed your dopamine. So I really had to cut the social media addiction and I've started putting a 2-hour timer on my phone now. And now when I wake up, I won't immediately scroll. I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb until I've got up out of my bed, made my bed, and gone downstairs and made a peppermint tea or got in the shower, because that way I'm not programming my brain to have these short dopamine hits first thing in the morning. Rather than scrolling first thing, if you complete a task as the first thing that you do, even if it's something just as small as making your bed, you're programming your mind into finishing tasks. That's the first thing that you do in the morning. Your brain's programmed into thinking, right, we're finishing tasks today, rather than scrolling and getting these short dopamine hits. I honestly believe that this social media addiction is the reason why so many of us have got ADHD today. Your attention is the thing that every single app is fighting for. Don't just give it away mindlessly. Put your attention exactly where it needs to go. And by the way, kids should definitely not be scrolling. It really affects your memory and it's fucking up your whole mind. It's just setting them up for a short attention span. So how do we get our attention back? One of the best techniques that I use is this. Whatever the task is that I need to do, so for example, planning this episode, I'll set a 10-minute timer on my phone and I'll laser focus in on that task for 10 minutes and I'll race myself basically. I turn it into a bit of a game. How much can I get done in that 10 minutes? When you only make it 10 minutes, it's like you're tricking your brain into thinking it's not too overwhelming. Doesn't matter how long the task takes, doesn't matter if it's going to take you an hour, a week, however long, just set 10 minutes because you're tricking your brain then into thinking it's not too overwhelming and it's how you're going to make a start. And then when the timer goes off after that 10 minutes, well, you're already in your flow state now, so you're going to carry on anyway. You're going to naturally want to carry on, so then set another 10 minutes and another 10 minutes, and before you know it, 6 of them 10 minutes have gone by and you've got an hour's work done. This method has honestly saved me from not being able to focus on tasks. I don't know what I would do without this method. I still use it every single day now. This is how you're going to reprogram your mind to be able to focus for long again. So many of us can't even watch a film anymore without checking our phones. That's an addiction. But just practicing these techniques and realising how precious your attention is, you'll get it back. Everything can be reversed. You just have to have the knowledge of how to do it. Another symptom that I had was I was super last minute, unorganised and forgetful. The turning point for me was when my nail girl texted me saying, "Where are you? It's your appointment now," and I'd forgotten. I felt like such an idiot because now it's not just affecting me, it's affecting other people. She's got other clients and now it's going to eat into her day. I just felt like, what am I doing? I need to sort this out. So what did I do? I ordered myself a whiteboard with a rubber and pens. I hung it up in my office. I put a line down the middle. One side I wrote to-do list, on the other side I wrote appointments. I wrote all my appointments down for that week on the appointment side, and I've not missed an appointment since. Another bad symptom that I had was that I was a super procrastinator. Something that should have taken me one day would take me a whole month. So on the other side of the whiteboard where I wrote to-do list, I'd write 2 or 3 things to get done that day. Now this is really important. Do not write more than 2, 3, 4 things max on this side, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're someone that always tells yourself that you're going to do something, I'm going to start the gym tomorrow, I'm going to start healthy eating, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to start posting, whatever it is, but you never actually end up doing it, you've lost trust in yourself. When you tell yourself, yeah, I'm going to start doing this, your brain is like, no, you're not. So you need to start building that trust back up in your brain to show yourself that you do the things that you say that you're going to do. And the way that you're going to do that is by ticking a few things off each day. If you write 10 things on that list and you only get 2 or 3 things done, that's going to instantly make you feel like a failure. It's just going to reinforce that feeling of, I don't get anything done. Whereas if you write 2 or 3 doable things that you know you can get done that day, it's going to activate your reward system in your brain, and you're going to feel like, actually, I do the things that I say that I'm going to do. I am capable of getting things done. Your brain will feel rewarded every time you tick something off, and you can feel it when you tick something off. You're like, oh, okay, I do get things done. This is how you're going to go from a procrastinator to a productive person. I honestly cannot live without my whiteboard. I used to write things in a diary or on a calendar, and that's okay to do, but I just think a whiteboard is just there, it's in front of you, you can rub it off every day, start fresh. It's just, you can't miss it. It's amazing. I love my whiteboard that much that I brought it with me on a 2-month holiday to Thailand. Before I realised I was going to be moving here, I brought my whiteboard with me to Thailand, and it fell to bits and I was gutted. But now I've got a better whiteboard, so every cloud has a silver lining. Since I've been using my whiteboard, I've become such a productive person. I'm not someone that just talks about things now. I'm actually someone that gets things done. So I would highly recommend getting yourself a whiteboard. Right, another symptom, I would struggle to reply to messages. We all have busy lives, and let's not forget, we're not supposed to be replying to this many people. WhatsApp messages, texts, emails, DMs, this, that, the other. It's not normal to reply to this many people and be in communication with this many people, so don't be hard on yourself if you struggle to reply to people. But the easiest way to combat this is to just take 10 minutes, whether it's in the morning or at night, and just spend that 10 minutes replying to people. Emails, messages, DMs, WhatsApps, whatever. 10 minutes, this is my time to reply to everyone. There you go, done. Right, another symptom, and this is probably one of the worst symptoms of ADHD that I had, was I had really bad trouble sleeping. There was racing thoughts that keep going on in my mind, feel like I've got 100 tabs open. They get worse at night, and I just can't seem to shut my brain off. But luckily for you, I've got the cure. And it's not medication, it's not seeing a professional, it's actually free. The answer to how you're going to stop these racing thoughts is meditation. Stay with me, don't roll your eyes, because that's what I did when I first started hearing about it. And I had this gut feeling for years that I should start meditating because I'd heard so many things about it. I'd heard people talking about how much it changed their life. Russell Brand talks about how it got him off his porn addiction, his heroin addiction. I kept thinking, I need to start that, but I never made time for it. Wow. When I made time for it, let me just tell you how it changed my life. So meditation cured me from ADHD, it cured me from anxiety, it cured me from not being able to sleep at night, it taught me how to regulate my emotions, it strengthened my intuition to a crazy level. It's almost like meditation gives you superpowers. I am so much more calm and relaxed now than I used to be. I don't react to things nowhere near how I used to react before I started meditating. And the best thing for me that it's done is it's cured me from not being able to sleep at night, because those racing thoughts that are always in your head that you just want to shut off. Like, I wish that I could just press a switch and turn my head off at night. That's what meditation does. It's like your brain is always like this, and when you meditate, it's like clear. And I will do a whole episode on how to meditate and the benefits of it. If anyone wants me to, drop it in the comments, because I would love to do that episode. But honestly, the miracles that have happened to me since I've been meditating have blown my mind. And by the way, it's fully raised my vibration. Like, I can't even tell you how amazing it is. It's crazy. Meditation is basically like training your attention. And if ADHD is a problem with attention, then meditation is the exercise for it. It's like going to the gym for your mind. And you're probably not going to be good at it at first. Just like if you've never been to the gym before, you're not going to be lifting heavy straight away. But the more you practice it, the more you do it, the better you get. So I've gone from having the worst ADHD ever to the point where it was ruining my life, to now classing myself as someone that doesn't even have it. Because I've taken control of my mind, and I've developed the new habits, and I've got rid of old bad habits that were making me feel stuck. And you can do the same. I'm no different to you. I've just had the knowledge of what to do, and I've implemented it. And now you've got the knowledge too, but it's up to you if you want to implement it or not. I really hope that you've taken some value from this episode. If you have, please like, subscribe, and send it to someone with ADHD, because you never know how much you might help someone. And by the way, if anyone has any other techniques that they use to help them with ADHD, drop it in the comments. Let's all help each other out. I drop new episodes every week. And if you're not following me on Instagram, give me a follow. It's highvibrational_energy for updates. I hope this episode helped, and I will see you next week. Stay high vibe.